Hello, NetCentricos. So I hope you all are doing well. And my name is Madhvi. I am here today to demonstrate on a topic atomic design and how to use it properly. So I'm gonna talk about something that is really interesting. So going on the next slide. This is my first time to present in front of the big audience, and I'm very glad that before coming to NetCentric, I was a bit skeptical, but now NetCentric has boosted up my confidence. I'm presenting here. So, introduction about the atomic design is a methodology for creating a design system. It is one of the methodology to create a design system in a more different way. Going to next slide. So, today's agenda is I'm going to explain what is atomic design, how to use it, and benefits of atomic design. So, as the craft of the web design continues to evolve, we need to develop a thoughtful design system rather than creating a simple web pages. So, often when we often when we start a development of any application, any project, we can get in a trouble trying to understand that how to organize the file. I think everyone has this problem when start to develop a new project or new web page while creating a new web page. So for that, atomic design model is here. Before starting the actual atomic design model, let's just go back in a high school days in a chemistry class. So just recall what a chemical reaction looks like. I think everyone knows that what is the chemical reaction and how it looks like. So, chemical reaction is the equation, and it represented as the chemical equation, which shows how atomic elements combines to form a molecule. So, here is an example that hydrogen atom and oxygen atom combines together to form a water molecule. In the same way, in our atomic design, this is going to relate to some topic. By now, maybe you guys are wondering why we are talking about the atomic theory here, but all this going to relate somewhere. This is the guy, Brad Frost. He is the American guy, he's the front end developer, and he invented the atomic design model. So, he says that as the craft of web design continues to evolve, we are recognizing the need to develop thoughtful design system rather than creating a simple collection of web page. And atomic design is a methodology for creating a design system. So when we design these web pages, we are not just designing the web pages, we are creating the system, we are creating the components. So that's what Brad Frost wants to say here. Going to next slide. So we all know that in the universe all the matters are break down in the small atoms. In the same way, in the atomic design system, it happens. So here it is a simple illustration which explains anything like this. Maybe you guys are not. Maybe this is not making sense for this you guys, but going on next slide. So atomic design. This is a simple illustration. Right now, it is not making sense to you. But when I go to next slide, all it says, what is atomic design? So atomic design is a methodology which provides a methodology to create a hierarchical and deliberate design system. It provides the hierarchy and deliberate design system, and it is composed of 5 different stages, which includes atom, molecules, organism, templates, and pages. So it travels from abstract to concrete also. And one more thing about atomic design is that it is not a linear step by step process. It is a mental model. So it is not important that first of all, while creating a web page or design, we have to just first create the model. We have to just create the atoms, then molecules, then organism, then templates, and in this way, simultaneously we can create the atoms, we can create the molecules, and together to combine together to form atoms and molecules, organism forms. So atomic design, this is the methodology, and it is very helpful. It is a it makes our efforts less while designing. So this is all about atomic design in short. Now let's go one by one about the 5 different stages. So next is atom. So atom is the small independent, small independent and a building block of the component, and it cannot be broken down any further without ceasing to be function. Cause if cause suppose the button cannot be broken down further, even the input field, which is the example of atom, it is also cannot break down further, and often it is not useful on their own. Suppose by example, we cannot use a button in a whole web page. Only one button in the whole web page will not make sense, or input text field in the whole web page will not make sense. So what I mean, when we design a page or a system, when we design a page of any application, then what we do, we just break down the design into the components. And what that means, it means that we build and we build the components. So if we do that, instead of just making a pages, instead of just making a web pages or a kind of other monolithic stuff we do, so it will help if we do in this way, that breaking down design into the components and then let takes it further, then it will avoid the confusion and it will avoid the repetition. So like we design here, we design and build lay stuff and it is more clear. So if I give the example about the atoms, then it will the button, input field, and font sizes, etc. Color palettes. These are all the example of atoms. Going on the next slide, molecules. Molecules are the atoms combined together, and that takes on a distinct new properties. When atoms combine together, uh, when atoms combine together with the group with a group, it forms the molecules. And what are the molecules? Molecules are related to the simple group of UI elements. It is a simple group of UI elements and functioning together as a unit component. So these are the smallest fundamental unit of component, and it often serves the backbone of more complex system. And now we have a when atom combines together, the abstract of the atoms has some purpose. Like example, the molecule includes the form label, input, button, and these three inputs, these three atoms combine together to form a molecule. So another example is this this search keyword input field and the button. So these also combine together and to form a molecule. We cannot we cannot just use only button. We cannot just use only a label, and so it doesn't make any sense. With the use of these three atoms, we uh, create the molecule, and it is useful for their further step. So now we have a simple, functional, and reusable component that can be put into a broader context and enter into the organism. So Organism. Organism are the complex UI component, and it is composed of molecules and the atoms. And the organism form a distinct section of an interface. So, uh, if I take the example of organism, then we have here the header, a mini cart, and this is the billing shipping form. So I will explain you here. Let's take the example of header. So in header, we have a logo, which is atom. Uh, just consider here is the navigation list, that is all the molecule, and search bar, that is consists of the search input field and button. So that is also combination of two atoms, and hence it is a molecule. So combining this atom and two different molecule, it it becomes an organism. So and the organism are the that consist of the similar and different types of molecules. So if I give an example about different types of molecules, then it's the header. So because the header has atom and nav list and search button, search area. So this combines together three different things, that is one atom and two other different molecules. So it combines together to form an organism using a different types of molecules. If we suppose that take an example of similar kind of molecules to form an organism, then just uh, assume the website of e-commerce, and there is a product section. In that product section, we have a product grid with some details, and if we repeat that section of product, it becomes a organism section. It becomes an organism. So this is the example of similar types of molecules which form the organism. Going on the next slide, the template. So template is a page level object. So now we have organism defined in our design system, uh, and we can break all the chemistry analogy here and apply all these components to something that resemble a web page. So components like a logo, navigation bar, or search bar, then images, some video, and some other things. So combining together, it forms the template. So the page level object, which is mostly comprised of the group of organism, it is mean by a template. So templates are a page level object that plays component into a layout, articulate the design, underline the content structure. So that is mean by the template. Let's take example of home page here. So it displays all the necessary page component functioning together, which provide the context for this relatively molecule and organism. So the molecule is logo, sorry, atom is the logo, navigation bar. Navigation bar is the molecule, search bar is the molecule, and other stuff. So it totally combined together with molecule and atoms, uh, form organism, and this organism plays together here, and it create one template. So when crafting an effective design system, it is critical to demonstrate how components look and function together in the context of layout to prove that parts add up to the well-functioning whole, and it converts into the template. The another important characteristics about the template is that it focus on the page underlying content structure rather than the page final content. So that is the most important characteristic of the template. Going on our next page. So pages are the when we combine all these four stages together, it form a page. And so pages are the specific instance of the templates, and that shows what a UI looks like in a real content. Let's take the example that here is an here is the page example where we put actual logo, the name list, search bar, actual images and content. So it together forms a page. So this page is the most concrete stage of atomic design, and all the user will see and interact with this part of the web page. So most important hub of the people is the page where they can see a real UI content with the all images, content and media flows. So now going on the next slide, how to use atomic design. So combine together the all five steps, we can create a page, and we are jumping on a next, that is how to use a web atomic design. So if I talk about the folder structure, then we have to create a folder structure like atoms, one folder of atoms, under that molecules, organism, templates, pages like this. And under this, if you see here in the atom, there are the icons, there are the image, there are the labels and input field like that. So all together, these things, the code related to this, the HTML related to this is comes in the atom folder. Then after using these atoms, if we create one molecule, that is a header, suppose the header part using these icons and logo, if we create the header section, then it comes under the molecule. So all the HTML code related to this, it will come under the molecule folder. In the same way, like this. If I talk about the organism, in the organism, if we combine the header section, suppose 2 or 3 molecules, and then it comes under the organism folder, and the code related to this, the HTML code related to this comes under the organism layer. And same goes like the templates and pages. For this also, uh, atom molecule combines together to form organism, and this organism uh, reflects in the template form without the real UI and real UI content, images and media. So it will comes under the template folder. After that, pages. So all the real UI images content, it reflect in the template and it form the pages. So whatever the final code regarding this page is comes under the page folder. Going on the next slide. So what is a pattern lab? So pattern lab is a tool. It is an open source tool, and it stitch together all these atoms, molecules, organism, templates, and pages to craft a final production of a front end code, but also underlying the design system. So it gives some patterns to us to get started with. And if I say what is a pattern lab, then pattern lab is a design system builder, and it has some starter kit. Pattern lab is not a UI framework. So please don't misunderstood here that it is a UI framework. It is not a UI framework like a Bootstrap or Foundation. Yeah, we can use Bootstrap and Foundation like other framework in pattern lab. So what happened in pattern lab? It do not tell how to design or develop the code for our final output. Pattern lab does not tell these things to us. Um, it is not any framework, so we have to design and develop on our own. It just stitch together, and it just stitch together everything what we have designed and developed. And about the pattern lab, it is not dependent on any language, library, or style. So if you want to go with this SAS or with normal CSS, if you want to go with the jQuery, or anything like that. So you can go like this. In the pattern lab, one more thing is that this is the design and development, that whatever we makes the changes in the pattern, it's from the design system. And if suppose let's take the example of a blog post. Like there is one div, inside that there is one image following to one heading, and there is one normal description. So it is a total blog post. Suppose there is one page and blog post, or it repeats over and over again that page. So that is one pattern. So in pattern lab, what we do, we just use the templating language like mustache or handlebars. We use the template language for creating the pattern, and by using that pattern, we just repeat that. We can repeat that code, and if in future, if anything changes in the pattern, then it will very easy, that will change the pattern and it will reflect on the website and the pattern library. So that is the main useful of the pattern lab. In pattern lab, we can make the patterns with the different styles. Just I have explained about the blog post. We can also use a different patterns, like for creating the section where we have images, hero images with some dimension. Before below that there is a text, there is any link, there is a button, like that. So in this way we use the pattern lab here. Going on the next slide. So the benefits of the atomic design. So it is a reusability. So we can reuse the components every time. We do not have to create components very oftenly. If we have any component which is already in use, and if we want to create same thing, so we can use the same component for that things. So this is the example of reusability. After that, the better organization. So it helps in the better organization of a design system by creating the atoms, molecule, organism in a proper way. With the help of this, our design looks better. It is more clear. There is no confusion, no repetition. So this, and if I talk about ease of understanding and tracking, then it is very easy to understand and track. Suppose there is a new developer in the project, and uh, the, before who has developed the code or developed the functionality of that part, that developer is not available, then in this time it is very helpful to understand and track that what is which atom is used for which atom is used where, and how a molecule is formed using this atom, and it is very easy to understand and track and more clear. If I talk about the migration, so if there is a new technology and if we want to migrate that, then it is very easy. We just need to change the atoms and molecule, and with the help of that, we can easily migrate our project. And it is a good practice for a front-end framework. So thank you, and bye-bye.